Dan Bedandi here, TruthRadioShow.com. It's June of 2017, and once again, our Second Amendment under attack here in the state of Rhode Island. What I'm going to show you here, I'm going to show you a video from June 6th, is when the committee hearing was hearing a particular bill on domestic violence, but within that bill there is certain language that attacks the Second Amendment. But the video I'm going to show you is Senator Archambault from North Providence, Rhode Island, and also Assistant Attorney General Joee Linbeck, basically openly stating, you'll see it there right in the video, they're openly stating that to carry a concealed firearm is a privilege, not a right. So they're turning your rights into a privilege. Now, I'm not going to really trash Senator Archambault. He predominantly does stick up and support the Second Amendment, but he's a little bit misinformed on concealed carry, because last I knew, for the people's right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I don't hear anything in the amendment to say, oh, except for open carry, except for concealed carry, or on your property. I don't hear none of that. Shall not be infringed is clearly understood. That's why Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, several other states have constitutional carry. In other words, the Constitution is your permit. You want to open carry, you want to conceal carry, that's your business. That's the way it should be all over the country. And if you notice, crime rates, murder rates drop big time when states allow constitutional carry. Well, it's not they allow it, they have to, because it's the Constitution. But here in Rhode Island, we have criminals who love to extort you. Oh yes, come to the Attorney General's office. We'll, if we feel that you're privileged enough, we'll give you a firearm. That's exactly how it goes. It's not because it's your right, it's your privilege. So these people dare to turn your right into a privilege. But I'm going to take you to the video right now. It's Senator Archambault from North Providence, Rhode Island, and Assistant Attorney General Joee Linbeck.
You vest all your power on any one individual, and there are serious concerns. Perhaps we're seeing nationally. I won't go there. Anyway, so those are my concerns with all this power being vested. There's a host of other issues I discussed, but I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
Well, I think a couple of things. First, I don't think I necessarily agree with you that having a concealed carry permit is a constitutional right. It's a privilege. It's certainly not a right, as is owning a firearm is a right. Concealed carrying a firearm is a privilege. I'll say that. Your second point about the police officers in town being the best ones to know, I could not agree with you more, and I think the Attorney General could not agree with you more. We wholeheartedly depend on the local police chief and department in the issuance of our concealed carry permit. And that's one of the reasons we are so concerned with your bill, is because it takes that away. So I completely agree with you. As for diversity in permitting, there's two ways you can really look at it, and I think, both sides have really valid points. From our point of view, we do 90% of them. We're talking about efficiency, we're talking about streamlining, we're talking about taking liability concerns away from the cities and towns when they're all involved in the process with us, because we're using their information to make the decision ultimately. I have heard the concern from Frank and from Mike and the Second Amendment Coalition about having it all come under the AG and having an unfriendly gun AG. I haven't worked for one. I don't know if I will ever work for one, but I can certainly see that.
But you see, thank you, Madam Chair. You see the fear, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, respectfully, it could happen. Let me just clarify, too. And I wasn't, we're late here, and we're going to be going quite a bit longer. I wasn't stating or implying that a concealed carry permit is a constitutional right. It's a license. It's a privilege, therefore, and not a right. I was talking more generally about the Second Amendment itself, but you see my concern when it comes to.
As you've just seen, it's disturbing. It really is. And I'm not going to trash Senator Archambault. He does stick up for the Second Amendment a lot. And actually, if you watch the entire video, you go to Capital TV Rhode Island, and watch from June 6th. The whole hearing, and he raised concerns about a Second Amendment issue in that bill, that particular bill that they were talking about. But he did, go along to say, yes, you're right. The Second Amendment is, the right to conceal carry is a privilege, not a right. And you had Assistant Attorney General basically stating and openly stating, blatantly stating that to carry a weapon concealed is a privilege, not a right. Well, again, I encourage you both to go read your Second Amendment. You don't need to go to law school either to know what the Second Amendment is. For the people's right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. What part of that you do not understand? And I don't care if it's open carry, concealed carry, semi-automatics, 32-round clips, it doesn't matter. For the people's right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And we're going to push out here in Rhode Island, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, last year all became constitutional carry. And we're going to do that here in Rhode Island. We're going to push that. And because what they're doing, what the police chiefs are doing, what the attorney general's doing, is called extortion. It's highly unconstitutional and illegal what they're doing. So you got to pay us a permit fee. You got to pay us, and we decide if you can carry a firearm concealed. And the attorney general, and even though in the video, if you watch the whole hearing, Joee Linbeck is stating that the approval rate is very high in the attorney general's office. That's a huge joke. Same thing with the local police departments. A huge joke. Many people get turned down for no reason. And a person I knew, he had to go get a lawyer to get his permit because he was violently being threatened with his life, and he got denied. And most of the time when you get one, you have to have a job. Then they put for work purposes only on your permit. In other words, you're not going to use it for your work if you're armed security guard, which I was. So that, again, it's extortion. It's attack on your Second Amendment. You should not have to have a permit to carry a firearm if you're a law-abiding U.S. citizen. I don't care if it's concealed or open. It's called constitutional carry, and we're going to push it here in Rhode Island. And people like Joee Linbeck in the office of Kilmartin, that's the Attorney General's office, need to understand, no, it's not a privilege, it's a right. And it's a shell issue. The Superior Court here in Rhode Island ruled that it's a shell issue state. And they turned around to say it's a may issue. In other words, it's his discretion, or the police chief's discretion, or Attorney General's discretion, if they want to give you one or not. Even though you got a clean record and everything else. No, it is a right, not a damn privilege. And what you people are doing is extortion, and that's going to end real soon. You better hope to God and pray I do not become a state senator next year. And I'm going to move forward in my career too, eventually, and going to run for governor and everything else. And we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be running next year in this movement, and we're going to take the place over. And we will push constitutional carry in the state. And we're sick of the people like the state people here committing extortion, violating the Second Amendment, and also violating our Constitution. Now, mind you, Rhode Island, those of you who don't know history, Rhode Island would not sign the Constitution unless the Bill of Rights were included. And they were one of the last states to sign it because they wanted the Bill of Rights included before they signed the Constitution. And it says the same thing in our Rhode Island State Constitution as the Second Amendment. For the people's rights to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And there's nothing in there to say you need a permit, or restricting you to your home, or restricting you to get a permit for carry, an open carry, or whatever. But we're going to put an end to that. And again, that video I just showed you, two public officers to say, oh, to carry a gun concealed is a privilege, not a right. No. Maybe in Nazi Germany, but not in this country, not in this state. And we will put an end to that. Guarantee that. And this is Dan Badandi, TruthRadioShow.com. Remember, people, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed, and you are the resistance. God bless.